In ancient Chinese mythology, there were four beasts so feared they weren't just monsters, they were warnings. This is the story of the four great evils. Imagine being so hungry you eat your own body. That's Taotie. Two glowing eyes, curled horns, a gaping mouth wider than its own skull. That's the modern version, the one cast in bronze, staring out from ancient vessels. But the original Taotie? Much weirder. Some say it had the body of a goat and the face of a man, eyes in its armpits, tiger fangs, human claws, a head too large for anything natural, and a mouth that looked like it was designed to consume entire philosophies. Other versions say it looked mostly human, just covered head to toe in thick, matted fur, like if evolution got bored halfway through and just went, this'll do. Either way, it wasn't pretty. But that wasn't the point. Taotie wasn't made to be pretty. It was made to devour. According to the old myths, Taotie had no body because it ate it. That's not poetic, that's literal. It was so consumed by consumption that it eventually turned on itself. A beast driven entirely by hunger, chewing through the world until the only thing left to bite was itself. It didn't care what it ate. Meat, metal, people, air. If it existed, it went down the hatch. The myth ends, predictably, with Taotie exploding from overeating. That's how it died, stuffed to death. Just one bite too many. So it became a symbol of greed. Mindless, endless, all-consuming greed. The kind that doesn't just destroy others, it eats itself too. But here's what people forget. Taotie wasn't always a metaphor for vice. In ancient times, it was a divine beast. A creature so terrifying it was carved onto bronze vessels, especially ritual tripods called ding, not to mock it, but to channel its power. These Taotie masks showed a grotesque head, bulging eyes, a sharp protruding nose, curled horns, and a gaping mouth full of jagged teeth. Back then, it wasn't about gluttony, it was about awe, about fear, about facing something too big to understand and respecting it anyway. If Taotie was all face and no body, then Hundun was the opposite. A walking body with absolutely no face, no eyes, no ears, no mouth, no holes, just a sealed chaos nugget. Ancient descriptions couldn't even agree on what it looked like. Some said it was a red, bag-shaped bird with 6 legs and 4 wings. Others described it as a hairy, dog-like creature with a body so dysfunctional it might have been a cosmic joke, eyes that couldn't see, ears that couldn't hear, a stomach with no organs, and a digestive tract that worked like a tunnel, straight in, straight out. Basically, it was a biological question mark. No logic, no symmetry, no user manual. And that was the point. Hundun wasn't meant to make sense. It was sense-proof. But its looks weren't the problem. Its behavior was. Hundun didn't struggle with right or wrong, it just didn't give a damn. See someone kind, selfless, noble, Hundun might rip them apart out of boredom. See someone cruel, manipulative, power-hungry, Hundun might tag along, just for fun. It wasn't making a statement. It simply didn't care. Good, evil, those were human problems. Hundun was on its own wavelength, and morality wasn't on the playlist. One ancient text tells of 2 gods, Shu and Hu, who loved spending time with Hundun. And since Hundun had no eyes, ears, or mouth, they figured they'd do him a favor by drilling some in. 1 hole a day, 7 holes in a week. They gave him sight, hearing, speech, smell, breath. They gave him everything humans need to enjoy the world. And on the 7th day, Hundun died. Like he just expired. That's the story. And the point was brutally clear. Not everything broken wants repair. Not everything faceless needs a face. What works for you might kill someone else. And sometimes the worst kind of violence comes disguised as help. If Hundun warped judgment into nonsense, then Cheongqi took it a step further, weaponizing it into cruelty. Cheongqi looked like someone tried to build a tiger but gave up halfway and added wings instead. Roughly the size of an ox, it had fur, fangs, claws, and just enough weirdness to make you uncomfortable. Now, let's talk about what made it terrifying. Qiongqi didn't just kill people. It listened first. Then it started eating, usually from the head down. This creature could understand human speech. It would eavesdrop on arguments, listen to gossip, and then make a choice based on spite. If two people were fighting, it ate the one who was right. If it heard someone was loyal or kind or honorable, it bit their nose off. But if it heard about someone who lied, cheated, stole, or just generally made the world worse, Qiongqi would bring them gifts, dead animals, fresh meat, a bloody little keep up the bad work package. This was a beast that looked at human morality and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with the opposite." In ancient times, people often used the name Qiongqi for humans who acted like it, those who hated the virtuous, kissed up to the corrupt, and always backed the wrong side. Even today, there's probably a Qiongqi in your office or your group chat, because nothing says "I hate decency" like eating someone's brain first. But even Qiongqi had limits. It judged, it chose, it reacted. Taowu, he didn't bother. He just whispered bad ideas and watched the world burn. Taowu looked like a tiger someone tried to hybridize with a man, a boar, and a bad mood. It had a human face, sharp tusks, muscular legs, and a tail that didn't quit. The kind of creature you'd expect to see running full speed into chaos and enjoying every second. But here's the catch. Taowu didn't destroy things directly. It preferred to let you do it and then watch. It wasn't here to start wars. It was here to give bad advice, film the outcome, and sell the footage to hell's YouTube. Taowu loved finding the worst person in the room and making them worse. Wanna lie, steal, burn everything down? It helped not because it cared about evil, but because it made the story more fun. And when the drama got stale, when the villain got weepy or boring or started asking questions about morality, Taowu would eat them, like a disappointed producer canceling his own show. The ancient texts don't describe it as clever or noble or even particularly hungry, just cruelly amused. A beast that didn't want to rule the world, just ruin your afternoon. People feared its fangs, but the real danger was its attitude. It wasn't hunting you. It was waiting for you to become entertaining. The four great evils may be ancient, but their habits? Still alive, still kicking, and sometimes still sitting 2 desks away. If you enjoyed their stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around.